Hey, this is Rachel Maddock with Orange QC, and in this tutorial, we're going to go over how to customize your inspection forms to best fit your process. So to start, we're going to go to the Setup tab, and then if you want to do a new form, you'd go to Inspection Forms, this page, and hit New Inspection Form. But we're actually going to go to the template library for this and choose a template to start. So come down here to the Standard Inspection, and it's going to show me the line items that are going to be on this form, which we'll be able to edit in a minute. And if I say copy template, it's going to ask me what the rating for each of the line items should be. We can adjust this for each individual one in a minute, and we'll copy the template. Just like in a paper form, your digital forms are going to have a list of line items that your inspectors need to rate. Unlike a paper form, it's also going to be timestamped. They can add photos. It's going to have the GPS ping. So it gives you a lot more information automatically. To get started, this is our title up here. And then I would recommend leaving private unchecked for now and available to. In the future, you can check private if you have certain internal audits or things that you don't want clients that you might be sending reports to see. And then available to is useful if you have a large account and multiple teams. So for these line items, each one has the name, a rating, the weight, options for requirements, options to add a description, and then where you can go and add more line items, sections, or delete. So from left to right, these three lines let us drag things around. If we have a section, we can also drag things into there. And then there's some options for the sections. So if I just want to delete the section but leave the line item, I can do that. And then we recommend keeping this shorter. And then if you want to add more description, you can click this plus button, and then that'll let you give additional instructions to make sure that your inspectors are all working off the same standard. And then the rating is over here. You can use any rating that you've created in your account. There's also options if you want a signature line item or a text field, number pickers, lists. We'll leave that as a 1 to 3 rating for now. And then this is the weight. So if you want this line item to be worth twice as much in the final score, then you can set it to 2. If these line items are all 1, it's going to be worth twice as much. If you have line items that you don't want to count for the score, maybe your team isn't responsible for these, but you still want to capture the data, then you can set it to 0. And then this gear option lets you set requirements. So this would be if you don't want the inspector to be able to skip a certain line item, then you can check this completion required box, and that will make it so that they need to choose a rating in order to submit the form. You can also require them to leave a photo on certain line items, change how many, or only require photos if the line item is deficient, and same for comments. And then down here, we also have options for not applicable and unable to complete. Not applicable would be like if you use the same form for multiple spaces. So if you have locker rooms, but only some of them have showers, you might just use the same form and then they can mark showers as not applicable. You can disable that here. And if you have it enabled, you can also choose to require photos and comments. Unable to complete is similar, but the inspector would choose it if they weren't able to evaluate a certain line item. So if you have a daytime inspection, but a bathroom stall is occupied or a couch has got people sitting on it and they aren't able to evaluate it, they could use that. You can also disable that. So then when you're done making those changes, the number of changes you've made will be displayed up here. When you're done editing all of your line items, you'll come down to the bottom and hit save. And that will save your inspection form, which means you can now assign it to any of the sites or areas where you need to use it.